Hello, everyone. My guest today is Ben Arellano. He is the founder and creator of a company called FlyPlugins.com, an e-learning solution for WordPress. He worked in IT for 12 years before he got the entrepreneurial bug and jumped ship to run his own plugin business full-time. He's happily married with 3 boys, and he loves to serve at his church. Ben, you ready to take us to the top?
Let's do it, man.
All right. Did you sell your pastor on the WordPress plugin? Is he a customer or is she a customer?
You know what? They're not teaching courses right now, but they do have one of my plugins. They do have S3 Media Maestro, but not the WP courseware one.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So yeah, let's focus here on which business is primary. So Fly Plugins, you have 2 primary plugins. Is that right?
So we have 3 plugins. So the primary business is Fly Plugins, and so when we initially launched, we had dreams and plans. And I say we because I'm co-founder. I have a business partner, Nate. We had plans of launching multiple premium plugins. When we got started, we built WP courseware, the first one, S3 Media Maestro second. Churnly came much later. Actually, we had another one in between there, which we pulled off the market. But we've gotten to 3 products so far. We feel that that's just kind of where we're at. We're comfortable with 3 products. It's kind of surrounding that e-learning space, which we kind of settled into. It's not something that we plan to do. It's sort of just happened. We were scratching our own itch, and it's just kind of how we.
Is there one plugin that makes up the majority of the revenue? Yes,
WP courseware makes up, I would say, about 75% of our revenue.
Okay, WP courseware. And so what's the website for that?
It's still FlyPlugins/WP-courseware.
Okay, and how do you bill for that? Is it SaaS or one-time license or what?
It's a yearly subscription. So it's not SaaS. It's actually a downloadable product. So, but it is a yearly subscription.
And what do you bill for it? What do customers pay on average?
It depends on the licensing model. So we got a 2, 5, and 10 license. It starts out at, I believe right now it's at $124, right around there for a 2-site license, and then it goes up from there.
And what's the most expensive?
Right now, I think we got it billed at about $175, I believe. Right now, we're running some specials right now, 50% off. So I'm thinking it's about $170, $175, $179, right around there somewhere.
So if you average what your average customer pays you, it's going to be somewhere around $130, $140 a year.
Yeah, roughly. Now, we do have customers that come in, they buy WP courseware, they see S3 Media Maestro, which is also very useful for online courses. So we can upsell them with that as well.
Okay. When did you launch the company? What year?
2012.
2012. Very good. Been at this a while. How did you get your first, 5, 10 customers? Do you remember?
Yeah. So back in the day, a lot of plugins. I mean, we were kind of like, we had no idea what we were doing because we launched a plugin, right? Who launches a WordPress plugin? There's no forums out there or anything that tells you how to do this. So we were just thinking like, how do we launch this thing? What we started noticing that a lot of people were launching plugins on the Warrior Forum. Not sure if you're familiar with Warrior Forum.
Network marketing, internet marketing, yeah.
Yep, sort of like that. So we did what they call a Warrior special offer, I think it was. we launched this thing for like $20. I mean, it was just $20, and we got the first, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 sales in the first day. I think it was like so it was a day in September. I remember in 2012, and we were just like stoked that it actually sold.
Very good. So those are your first 10. How many customers have you scaled to today?
Oh, we are over 20,000.
20,000. Okay. Wow. And
okay. Let me digress a little bit. So when we first launched, obviously we were flipping at $20 a pop. I mean, that was not recurring revenue. So then we finally got marketable and stuff like that. We started raising the prices. I think we got up to like $60 at some point. But at that point, we were not recurring revenue. Now, we had some guys come and tell us, hey, you should be charging yearly for this thing. We did not get that launched until I think 2014. We launched recurring revenue type systems with our plugin. The problem is we didn't have a system that would divvy out licenses and then track the recurring revenue and stuff like that. So we finally got a system together. There's another plugin company called Easy Digital Downloads. And they put together a really nice package for stuff like software licensing for recurring revenue and stuff like that. So we implemented that in 2014, late 2014. So a lot of our customers came in those first couple years, and unfortunately, and we grandfathered them in. We still support them to this day. So they still get support. They still get updates. And then thereafter, we took off with recurring revenue. So we've had a gamut of customers that came in non-recurring, and then since then we have nothing but recurring.
As I understand. So this year, how many people are on the recurring plan out of the 20,000?
Oh, I would say people that are still on it, maybe maybe 6,000 people, 7,000 people.
Okay, 6,000 on the recurring. Got it. And then so sum up between 2012 and 2014. Do you remember, like in 2014, how much revenue you guys did total?
Honestly, it wasn't a ton. It was maybe, if I had to guess, 14,000 a month.
Okay. Well, so how much did you do total in 2014? Do you remember? It sounds like 150, 160,000.
Close. Yeah. That's about right.
And scale, obviously you've scaled up today. Have you done that all bootstrapped or did you raise capital?
All bootstrapped.
Love that. How many are on the team today?
So it's me and my business partner, Nate. We've got 2 teams of developers. Now they're just contractors. So we've got a team out in India. We've got a team up in Portland. So they're both working on different plugins. And then we have 2 support guys, one in Bosnia and then one in Poland.
So how many total would you say are employees working on the company?
We don't have any employees. I mean, they're all contractors. I mean,
how many contractors total?
Yeah. So, I mean, the development companies, I mean, they run maybe teams of 4 to 5 each. And then, we got our 2 support guys.
So 14 total, 2 teams of 5, 2 support people, and then you and your co-founder.
Sounds about right.
Interesting. Why Bosnia?
Well, we put out ads for support, and the couple of companies that we went through the ads for, that's just where they responded. We liked what we saw with these guys. They had multiple experience with other plugins, supporting plugins, and so when we interviewed them, they just seemed to be on point. So we hired them.
With this sort of license, especially where it's downloadable, do people pay it every year? In other words, the cohort that's signed up of June last year, do they renew June this year?
They do, and it's automatic. So it's automatic unless they cancel. So, and that buys you another year of support and updates.
So what % renewed this year?
I'd have to, if I had to guess right now, I've not looked at the numbers this year, about 50%.
Okay, so typically about 50% of each month's cohort sort of renews the year later.
Yeah, because so there's a lot of people that right out the gate, they just want to cancel. They cancel. The bad thing about that is they don't lock in the price. So for example, a lot of people that came in the early years, 2014, 2015, they locked in a renewing rate because we were discounting the renewal rate at 30%. There was a point where we had talked to some people, we were doing some masterminding, and they're like, why are you doing that? Why are you discounting that new renewal year? And so we thought, well, let's just try it. So we took off that 30% renewal fee, and so it bumped it up. But a lot of people that didn't lock in, unfortunately, they've got the higher renewal rates. And then you have credit card churn and that kind of thing. Credit cards fail because they're expired. You deal with some of that stuff too.
What's it cost you fully weighted to get a new customer that's willing to pay $120 a year for the license?
Well, honestly, man, we've done really is Facebook advertising. What we've been really lucky, I guess, to get on some really well-known blogs, and so we've got people naturally just marketing us. But to get a customer right now, I think we're probably paying, I don't know, $5-6. I mean, because it's all Facebook Facebook ads.
Mm-hmm. So why doesn't it scale? I mean, why don't you have 20 million in revenue if CAC so cheap? Where's that system break?
That system breaks at the point because so it's very niche. So what we're doing, I mean, we're targeting people that are using WordPress. WordPress runs about 30% of the internet. So you would think that's like a huge pool, but then that really narrows down because now you're trying to figure out, okay, of those 30% of the internet, that 30%, how many people are actually running online courses, and how do you figure out who wants to run an online course? So it's just trying to find the markets. It's trying to find the target, really is what it is. It boils down to. And so, we've found some really cool targets with, I'm not sure if you're familiar with like WP Beginner. That's Syed Balki. He runs that blog, which is very prominent in the WordPress space. So we target them. We target people like Pat Flynn, who's really promoting online courses and things like that. So it's just a matter of targeting. I don't know that we've necessarily dialed it in. We're kind of, I don't know. We've since it's all been bootstrapped, we've not brought in like some really big time experts or anything to really take a look at our entire business and really figure out who's our target market. We've really just been trying to figure that out on our own. So partially it's probably our fault just because we've done that. But then again, it is difficult to find that market. It's pretty niche.
Yep, and don't disagree with any of that. To back into, again, growth. So if you were doing 150,000 back in sort of 2014, and today you've got 6,000 people at $130 per year. I mean, that puts you at like $800,000 a year in revenue. Is that about right?
That seems a little bit high. Yeah, I think we're a little bit lower than that, to be honest with you.
What do you think you'll break? What do you think you'll break
maybe
this year?
About 5,000 or 6,000. Yeah. So what's that?
What do you think you'll break this year?
I'm hoping we'll break 500,000 this year.
Okay. What'd you do last year? So what growth rate would that be?
We were probably doing about maybe 4.5.
4.5. What? 450?
Sorry. Yeah, 450.
Interesting. Okay, good. So again, good growth, bootstrapped company. Talk to me about the multiple plugin strategy, right? So if this one's so profitable, why do anything else?
Well, that all happened in the beginning. So when we first launched WP Courseware, that was again to scratch our own itch. We wanted to create an online course. There were no platforms out there to do it on WordPress. We actually ended up creating an online course without any type of plugin. We kind of just hacked some things together, make it look like a course. The course utterly failed. And then what we did is we took those ideas and thought, hey, I wonder if we can make a WordPress plugin to run an online course. So we did. We each threw in about $500 and we built this plugin. Now, right out of the gate, we kind of determined a couple of things. One of the things was, hey, a lot of people use video to run their online courses. The problem is if you throw up a video on YouTube, what's the problem? I mean, anybody can watch it, right? And it's public. Now, I could upload an MP4 file to let's just say AWS, but it's unprotected. And so what happens then? People download the video. So we launched S3 Media Maestro. It's a video player that interacts with AWS. It locks down. It creates an expiring URL so that your videos cannot be hot linked across the internet. So that was just kind of out of necessity as well because we were doing video type courses. So we built those two plugins right out the gate. A little bit later, a third one came along. Like I said, we put that one on the shelf just because it wasn't doing very well. We came out with Churnly maybe a couple of years ago, and that's just to basically reduce credit card churn because we were seeing that in our own business. So again, just scratching our own itch. All that does is send out a reminder prior to a credit card expiring so that they can update the credit card without having to log into the site.
Very good.
So yeah.
Very good. All right, Ben, we're out of time here. Let's wrap up with the famous five. Number one, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
Not any in particular. I mean, I follow a lot of people, but
just pick one.
So I follow. So there's a guy, Nathan Barry. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him.
Yeah, ConvertKit. It's a great company.
I love his business model. He's a SaaS guy.
Number two, is there a book you're reading right now, business book?
No, not at the moment.
Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building the company besides your own?
I mean, WordPress. I love WordPress.
Number four, how many hours of sleep are you getting every night?
About 7.
Okay. And situation, married, single, kids?
Married and kids.
How many?
3 boys.
3 kids. Oh, busy guy. How old are you?
I'm 40.
Okay. Last question. What's something you wish you knew when you were 20?
Online business. I wish I would have started much earlier.
Guys, there you have it. FlyPlugins.com, their number one plugin, WP Courseware, has over 6,000 customers on a recurring basis. They'll hopefully break about $500,000 this year in sales, up from $450,000 last year. Again, all bootstrapped. So good growth, healthy company, profitable, team of 12 people. 10 of those are outsourced, obviously engineers working on different plugin sets, but growing nicely. Ben, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thanks, Nathan. Appreciate it, man.